Welcome to the Mint Report, a wrap-up of the day's business news. Here are the top stories. GDP numbers disappoint. Government to sell stake in ONGC, and markets end flat despite poor GDP numbers. First up, the overhang from the Indian economy's poor show in 2011 continues. The GDP numbers released on Wednesday show that the economy grew at 6.1% for the quarter ending December 31st. This figure is the lowest for any quarter in the last 2 years. The Eurozone crisis and high inflation that led to a liquidity squeeze are said to be the chief reasons for such poor showing. The numbers could well be the wake-up call the government needs to undertake much-needed reforms, particularly in agriculture and industry. So here's a look at how GDP numbers look like across sectors. Manufacturing was the worst hit in December, clocking 0.4% growth against 7.8% in the corresponding period last year. Agriculture also saw a sharp decline at 2.7%, down from 11% in the year-ago period, while construction slowed marginally from 8.7% to 7.2%. In the services sector too, there was a marked slowdown from the second quarter. These grew 7.9% compared with 6.6% in the preceding quarter. Moving on, another big development of the day was the news regarding the ONGC stake sale. The government plans to raise $2.5 billion by selling a 5% stake in ONGC. This move comes as the government looks to patch up its widening fiscal deficit and revive its stalled privatization agenda. The stake sale would be done via auction on the stock exchange. The long-delayed ONGC sale is said to be the biggest equity offering in India this year. And it's a crucial day for Kingfisher Airlines. The management of the crisis-hit airline will meet the lenders' consortium to try and convince them to bail out the airline. According to sources, Kingfisher is likely to get further capital if the promoters make an additional equity infusion of over 1,500 crore rupees. 2 of Kingfisher's aircraft were seized by the DGCA earlier this month on account of the airline defaulting on payments. However, Civil Aviation Minister Ajit Singh said that no airline could be closed down just because it is loss-making. Shares of the company ended in the green at 25 rupees. After 2G and 3G, get set for 4G. Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal has said that 4G spectrum auctions for mobiles are likely to happen by the end of this year. Sibal said that the government will have enough radio waves from their release by the defense services as well as the cancellation of 122 2G licenses. The minister will approach the cabinet in the coming months to chalk out a policy framework. However, the final decision on the spectrum sale rests with the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. And finally, poor GDP numbers and the cautious mode adopted by the European Central Bank led the markets to a flat end. The Sensex closed at 17,753, fractionally up by 22 points, and the Nifty closed at 5,385, up by 10 points. Oil and gas stocks supported the market. Shares of ONGC closed at 294, up by 3.46%. Metal stocks were also in the green. Tata Steel closed at 472, up by almost 3%. But private banks weighed down. HDFC Bank closed at 518, down by 2.5%. One of the top losers was L&T, which closed on reports that it may not back the 16,000 crore rupees deal from NTPC. Shares of the company closed at 1,308 rupees. And that's all we have for you. Thanks for watching.